Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner. It is Wednesday the 15th of November. A lot of stuff happened on the market yesterday after CPI numbers just across the board. A lot of volatility. So let's get cracking. It's going to be a long one. S&P 500 jumped higher. Next resistance 45.40. Uptrend supported by the positive RSI. No resistance until 45.40, so expect a move up towards that. The Nasdaq 100 very close to July peak, just below 16,000. I'm not quite sure we'll get to 16,000. I would expect a little bit of a setback after reaching and touching at the peak right there. Also a quick look at Seng that actually also jumped almost 4% this morning. But still below 18,200, which is a bit of a key resistance area here. And we also have the 100 moving average come down. We're still having RSI below 60. So it hasn't really convinced me that it will go higher. On the other hand, we have European markets that we have the EUROSTOXX 50 testing 43.26 resistance area here this morning. I would expect a little bit of a setback here, maybe the next couple of days before it will have another go if it does break above, and which I do believe it will, considering that we have RSI above 16, there's no divergence. We could see higher levels very quickly. Look at the EU50 CFD, also very close to touching 43.30 resistance. DAX index above 15,575 resistance, also above the 200 moving average, positive RSI. So there's more room upside here. We have the GER40 CFD. 61.8 of that of the downtrend we saw here is 15,788, and I think it will be touched here fairly shortly, and then we should see a setback. The AX25 testing 763 resistance, but it's in an uptrend, so after a possibly correction, we should see a move higher. We have a little bit more room here on the GER, on the Netherlands CFD, but still a bit of a correction before it does test that one. Belgian markets really got it act together yesterday, helped by the rest of the markets. And now in an uptrend, resistance at 35.75 right here. That should be observed. We're above the 55, but we have the 100 moving average that kind of put a lid on it. So that will be a little bit of a resistance, really. We have the CAC 40 opening above the 7,200 resistance level this morning, being rejected at 200 moving average. It's going to be interesting. Will it close above or below 7,200 and above or below the cloud? The RSI is above 60, so it indicates we should see higher levels on CAC 40. The France CFD also rejected at the 200 moving average, so a little bit of a setback there. We have the SMI finally closing above the gap here, so it's cancelling the gap and could be testing the 55 moving average. The RSI really not above 60 just yet, so I think we will have a little bit of setback, maybe testing the upper part of the gap area here before a potential next move higher. Also a lot of action in the FX market. We saw euro-dollar jumping, massive jump there, where dollar got weakened pretty badly, I will say. We have the RSI above 60. It already broke above here, so there was indication we should see a move higher. But taking out 107.62 resistance with the bang yesterday, that was maybe not expected. Above 100, above 200 moving average, and we are very close to 109. I think we will see a little bit of a setback here. Already started, but there is room up to around 109.45 resistance area, which is also the 61.8 retracement of the entire downtrend right there. We have Euro Sterling not really doing much, just stepping sideways, but on cable Also a strong move, about 124.45 resistance, just below the 100 moving average. There's some resistance at 125.46, but we could see a move up to around the 126 level. There is positive sentiment, the RSI. The dollar yen once again got rejected just below the 152 level here and the 2022 peak area. Now dancing around the 61.8 retracement of this little uptrend here. So what we could see, I actually think that we will see dollar yen just being range bound between 149 and 152 here for the foreseeable future. On the other hand, we have the euro yen that had also a strong move yesterday, this morning, touching the 164 or almost 164, which is the 176.4 projection of this correction here, but there is room up to 165, I believe, and there's no divergence on the RSI, positive RSI, but there's no divergence. So we should move higher, and there's basically room up to 170, which is previous peak high. So we also have the Aussie yen, very strong move there that took it through the 96.82 once again, and also above the 97.67 resistance that it couldn't penetrate last time. It didn't even come that close to it. And the next one is 2002 peak around 98.55, and I think we'll see a test of that. But as we can see here, our side is still a little bit not that convincing, but I think we'll see a move up to there before we see a large correction. Sterling yen resistance at 188.81, as also mentioned in my yen update earlier this week. A little bit of a setback to 186.76 possibly before next move up, and I think we will be test that, and I also think we will surpass it, go to 190. Aussie dollar, very strong move after bouncing off the falling trend line here, just below the 65.22 resistance. That's the key one to take out, but then we'll have another key one up here because that is the 200 moving average coming down just around 66. On the dollar index, that broke back below the 105.34 and straight through 104.39 to around the 100 moving average and very close to the 78.6 retracement of this uptrend right there. And what if we do this, we can also see how it's actually very close to just around the 38.2 retracement right here. But we are in a negative trend, on a bearish trend with lower lows, lower highs, and lower low, and also a negative RSI, indicating we should see a move lower, potentially down to around 103, 102.86, where we have some strong support, and we also have the 200 moving average giving some support right there. Gold bounced off the 38.2 retracement and a 200 moving average, and has bounced higher also this morning, continuous bounce, and I think we'll see a move up to around 1980. Also mentioned in my previous technical update on the metals that was out yesterday. Back up to the 61.8 retracement, but I think we will see going into the rest of the year, into December, that it will also take out the peak here from October. There's no divergence on the RSI, and it looks fairly strong. Silver also a strong bounce off the 22.15, but still key 23.78 is a key resistance for a bullish trend. But we are actually above the cloud and currently above all moving averages, but I think we will see a little bit of a step back. The RSI hasn't confirmed the uptrend just yet. Carbon, well, just dancing around the falling trend line there, so not really much to discuss. On the energy side, we have the WTI Crude oil can't really get upside traction despite this bottom reversal pattern here, but there should be room up to around 81, I believe, which is the 38.2 retracement of this downtrend here. So I'll keep an eye on that. I think we will see that. Same here on the Brent up to test the this rising trend line-ish, which is also like the neckline of a not the best shoulder to shoulder. That's why I haven't put it on, but still. To around 84, 80, around that level, so look out for that one. We had a little bit of move in the Dutch gas this morning, slowly crawling higher after bouncing off 44.80, and I think we could see a move towards the 56.10 resistance once again. Finally, on the treasury market, US 10-year collapsed yesterday. New low, so technically we are in a downtrend, but what is interesting is that the RSI is still above 40, hasn't broken below, and that's really key. But there could be a dip down to 436, but I'm not totally convinced. And one of the reasons why is also that the future seems to be rejected here at 108.27. You can read up more in depth about it in my update I did yesterday, or sorry, on Monday on the treasury yields. So really struggling to break that, and that is a really key resistance level on the future that needs to be broken and needs to be closed above for a further upside. All right, that's a long one today, and a lot of stuff to talk about, but have a nice day and happy trading.